Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome to Joy's University. Today I'll be discussing Article 7 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, and it is titled School Officials, Teachers, and Other Personnel. May I then present Section 1. All school officials shall at all times show professional courtesy, helpfulness, and sympathy towards teachers and other personnel, such practices being standards of effective school supervision, dignified administration, responsible leadership, and enlightened directions. May I just present you some of the words here that I find striking. We have the term professional courtesy, and then helpfulness, and then sympathy towards teachers and other personnel. And that's basically one of the practices, one of the standards of effective school supervision. So school officials, no matter how high the positions are, should at all times show courtesy, helpfulness, and genuine sympathy towards teachers, students, and other personnel. And may I also reiterate, this is my belief, the higher the position should be, the better you are in respecting the people who are under you. Because your position does not give you the right to disrespect, okay, people who are your subordinates. Okay, that's basically my point. Now, these school officials should make sure that they practice effective school supervision, because it says there that effective school supervision is very much needed for a school to run as smoothly as possible. So there are ways, or there are important things that you have to look into when you are supervising a certain school, and we have the term effective. Okay, effective supervision of the school. Una, the school official should prioritize the learner's growth and development. So the curriculum and the instruction and the other areas should be well crafted. They should be well implemented and evaluated at the same time, so that the school officials would make sure that the school responds to all the needs of the students for them to grow and for them to be developed. Alright? And another thing, aside from prioritizing the learner's growth and development, the second thing that the administrators, school officials should do is to make sure that the teachers are properly motivated. They should be properly motivated to work, to go to school, to deal with everyone in the community, to deal with their students at the same time. They must be guided as to what is to be done next. They must be guided as regards the direction of the school. They must also be mentored. Okay? Teachers must feel that it's just right to commit mistakes in the school. It's just that when they commit mistakes, school officials would be there to help them overcome such mistakes. Teachers must be properly mentored so that they would be able to enhance their potentials and become better in their own ways. And the teachers must be properly led. They have to be confident with their superiors. They have to be confident with the school officials. They have to be confident that whatever happens, the school officials would always be there to guide them, to support them, and to be with them every time that they need help. Okay? And the third one, the school must be properly run. The school's atmosphere as well must be designed in such a way that it becomes conducive to growth and learning. Okay? So the atmosphere in the school, it could either be the psychological atmosphere or the physical atmosphere, or the atmosphere should be conducive to everyone's growth. There should be no bullying, no discrimination, no injustices, no improper treatment. Okay? those bad things, those attitudes that would adversely affect them should not be present in the school. Okay? So these three things, the learners, the teachers, and the school, these are really intertwined. And if these three things are properly managed, properly supervised, okay, or effectively supervised, then that lead to quality school, quality instruction, quality teachers, and quality students. That's how important effective school supervision is. And I also would like to add that an effective school supervision or an effective school leadership, okay, makes a direct impact to students and teachers' experience and performance. So the better the school officials, the better the students. The kind of school officials we have, the kind of school administrators we have, usually reflect the kind of teachers the school has and the kind of students the school teaches. Okay? So ganun po yun. If the administrators are good, everything follows. If the administrators are so-so, then you expect for a worse result. And may I also share, nga pala before I forget, because I was reading about ethical leadership few days ago. And may I share about what ethical leadership is all about? And I really believe that that is the kind of leadership that we need amidst pandemic. And may I quote this one: ethical leadership in education is driven by a respect for values and an unfaltering belief in the dignity and right of others. Since we are in the middle of the pandemic and each one of us experiences something, we have our own battles to fight, we have our own stories to tell, we have our own problems to solve, okay, diverse problems that we have to solve. Then the best thing that the school officials could implement is ethical leadership. More than ever, today, we need respectful officials, we need ethical leaders who would respect us, our dignity, and our rights. And it's only through then that you are able, school officials could be able to build cultures governed by fair, quotation lang po ito, I quoted this one from what I read, clearly articulated expectations rather than cultures driven by personalities or politics. We do not need politicking nowadays. What we need is a school culture that is fair, okay? Fair. There is fairness in everything. There is justice in everything. No biases elsewhere. And the expectations are clearly articulated, okay? And at the same time, we have to make sure that, you know, everything that is happening in the school would always consider the students and the teachers and their experience that they are going through amidst this pandemic. And that is what ethical leadership is all about. And that is also what I prefer. Section 2. School officials, teachers, and other school personnel shall consider it their cooperative responsibility to formulate policies or introduce important changes in the system at all levels. So it is the responsibility of all school personnel to formulate policies that are needed by the stakeholders, needed by the school. So these policies should be collaborative efforts. And these policies should address the existing problems, and that these policies should introduce changes to the system. And the entire community should not be afraid of change. If you would want to be better, if you would want our school community or our school per se to be better, then we should not be afraid of change. And for the school officials, if you also would want to come up with change, then that change must be seen in you. Like what Mahatma Gandhi would tell us, be the change that you would want to see. be the light that you would want to see. Because before you expect others to change, okay, before you advocate a particular change, that change should be seen in your ways. Next, school officials should encourage and attend the professional growth of all teachers under them, such as recommending them for promotion, giving them due recognition for meritorious performance, and allowing them to participate in conferences and trainings and programs. So school officials should be very vocal as regards supporting teachers' professional and personal growth. Encourage them to have their further studies, genuinely encourage them to finish their master's degree or their doctorate degree. You commend good behavior, you commend good performance, you recognize meritorious performance, you recognize efforts, okay? School officials should not only be capitalizing on the not so good thing done by a teacher, you also have to capitalize the good things done by this teacher. Okay? And that when you give feedbacks, it should always be on a sandwich form. Okay? The good things, the bad thing, and you end it with the good things. You are not supposed to be giving this person nothing but bad feedback. Okay? Or else you'll just be dampening the spirit of this person. And teachers must also be encouraged to attend seminars. When they attend seminars, you have to encourage them to really participate in the seminar, learn something from the seminar, and not merely to get a certificate out of that seminar. Okay? Teachers' professional and personal growth should never be left, should never be forgotten in a school. It should always be encouraged by the school officials. For no school official shall dismiss or recommend for dismissal a teacher, other subordinates except for a cause. School officials, maybe principals, deans, or other school officials are not allowed to recommend teachers for dismissal unless if there is an irrefutable cause. So, you do not have the right to dismiss a teacher either, especially if there is no cause. But there are some people who are in the position who could really fabricate stories just for the person they do not like na maalis. And that's so unethical. That you fabricate story just to get rid of that teacher. Okay? You have to do it properly and professionally. 5. School authorities concerned shall ensure that public school teachers are employed in accordance with pertinent civil service rules. Of course, teachers in the public school should be employed based on the ranking, not on the ranking. Teachers in the public school should participate in the ranking system, and I just hope that the ranking system in the Philippines is unbiased. Okay, that clearly sees the potential of the teacher, not on who the teacher is affiliated. So, they have to go through a process. Pag nagpa-ranking sila, dapat maisali sila sa registry of qualified applicants. And for them to be part of the RQA, they have to get 70 and above as a score in the different tests or in the different assessment tools given to the teacher. And in the private school, teachers are issued contracts specifying terms and conditions. And in the private schools, the HR should also have to look into that contracts are served before the start of the employment. Like, if the start of the classes is September, then September 1, the contract should be there. Not right after few months na. Kasi that is unprofessional already, and that does not give justice to the purpose of the contracts. And all these employment procedures must be in accordance with the existing laws. And since school po tayo, we have to make sure that we are the first ones following the rules. Because we cannot teach our students to follow existing rules if tayo na nasa isang organization fail to follow the rules that we would want our students to follow later on. Okay? So everything must be in accordance with the existing laws. So these are the different provisions under Article 7 of the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. I hope you have learned something from this. Bye-bye. See you next time.